Welcome to the RapidLog training videos. Today we're going to go ahead and show you how to scan logs into your system. The first step is you'll want to make sure that you have a Twain driver installed for your scanner on the computer that you're going to be doing scanning from. If you haven't done this already, go ahead and do that before we get started here. And once you get that Twain driver installed, the first thing that you'll want to do is you'll want to open up RapidLog Pro. And from the home screen, we're going to go ahead and click on the Scan button to bring up our scanning module. There are a couple of things that you'll want to check on if this is your first time scanning. You'll want to make sure that you have the appropriate scanner selected and have the correct settings in the system. So the first thing that you'll want to do is you'll want to click on Pick Scanner. Now you'll notice that I'm using the Xerox Documate 152, but I have two different options in here. The WIA stands for the Windows driver, so if at all possible, stay away from the Windows driver and just use the Twain driver that you installed on your system. RapidLog communicates with the Twain drivers a little bit better than the Windows drivers, so if at all possible, select the Twain driver. If you're having some issues with your Twain driver, go ahead and select the Windows option, but if at all possible, select that Twain option and click on your scanner and do the select option there. From there, we'll just want to check on a couple of different settings for scanning. So we'll click on our options button. Now the first thing that I like to check is our resolution. I like to set that to 200 dpi. That'll save you a little bit of space on your computer as opposed to scanning at 300 dpi. Either are fine, but I'd recommend the 200 dpi resolution there. The next option that you'll want to select is your scan area. Just drop this little button down here and you can select what size logs you're going to be running through the system there. The other option I like to check here is I like to turn on the Disque option. That's just going to straighten your images up and make them a little bit easier processing. Now the typical settings when you load up at first, you're going to be set to 0 brightness. Just go ahead and keep it there for the first time you scan to see what the brightness is going to turn out to be, and then we can adjust that later if needed. So essentially you'll just want to set your scan options to 200 dpi, which is under the resolution. Select your scan area, which is going to be your log size, and then just turn on that Disque to straighten the images up a little bit. From there, just go ahead and click on your OK button. That'll save the changes, and then you can click on the Scan button. From here, you should see your manufacturer scanning module pop up for you. Now, the typical settings in here get pushed from RapidLog, so it's going to be reading what RapidLog sends it. In certain circumstances with certain scanners, it doesn't always read it, so sometimes you have to make the adjustments in here. So everything looks good for me right now, so I'm going to go ahead and click on the Scan button to bring those images through. We'll just give this a minute to pull all the images through, and then we can take a look at how the images are turning out. Alright, and by default the Xerox scanning module, it closes out for me. If you're using like a Brother or an HP, you may have to close that particular window once you're done. But for the Xerox, it just closes out for you and it brings you right back into the RapidLog scanning module. From here, what we're going to be looking for is we're going to be looking for solid lines in our grids. And if we notice throughout the document here, we've got a little bit of line breaks in there. And this is going to make it harder for RapidLog Pro to read this log image. So I think I'm going to go ahead and just try to scan these in a little bit darker so we get a little bit better results. Now, since these are a little bit light for my liking, I'm going to go ahead and do the Undo Last Scan Tray option. That's going to delete the images that we just scanned in so I can start over with some darker settings. Now, to darken the scans up, what you want to do is you'll click on the Options button down below, and typically if you go negative, that's going to set up darker settings, and if you go positive values, that's going to give you lighter scans. So we want to go darker, so we're going to set this at about a -60. Just play around with that number till you find some good results. It may take a couple of times to get that set, but once you get some good settings in there, you won't have to change them unless you change computers or something like that. But we'll go ahead and click OK to set the brightness at -60 there for these particular logs. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and scan those back in. Now, if we notice in the Xerox scanning module, it didn't quite listen to our commands, so you may have to set the brightness through the actual manufacturer scanning module if it doesn't listen to the RapidLog scanning module. So for this one, we're just going to slide this back. Oh, we'll go negative 10% to put that at a 40% brightness. We'll load our logs back up and we'll go ahead and pull those through to see if those look any better there. Alright, those are quite a bit darker than the last scans. If you notice, some of the the breaks in the lines have gone away. So I'm feeling pretty good about this scan setting here. So now that I'm all done, all I'll need to do is close out of the program here. Now, if you were to scan another driver into the system and you wanted to break those up into separate batches, feel free to click the End Batch Now button, and that'll end this particular batch, and then you can just go right back into scanning if you have other drivers you need to scan into the system. Today we're just going to do the one batch of images here, so once we close out of the scanning module here, we'll see that they're all ready to go in RapidLog Pro for processing. Thanks for joining us on this training session, and have a great day.